Now I invite Honorable Justice Alex Stein, the Supreme Court of Israel.
Thank you very much. I think this is a great initiative, and thank you so much for letting me to be a part of it. First of all, I want to thank Lord Reed for his talk. It was very insightful. I also want to mention in this connection that our court has a lasting relationship with the British House of Lords as of 1996, and that subsequently was renamed into the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom. The last visit of British justices took place back in 2019. I was part of that initiative, part of that discussion. I also had the privilege of participating back in the year 2000 when a different delegation of British justices came over. Back then I was a law professor, and so I was invited to lecture, and I still have a fond memory of this event. Our legal system is based predominantly on English law, which we inherited back in 1948. We do have a pretty strong influence coming from other common law jurisdictions such as United States, Canada, to some extent Australia as well. We do have a certain continental impact on our civil side in terms of codification of our private law, but that impact wasn't that significant, remarkably, even though we do have a statutory regulation of virtually all areas of private law. The British and /American, Anglo-American influence is very, very strong, and so our decisions are influenced by British and American jurisprudence and scholarship. In my short remarks, what I want to mention is, first of all, I hope that the last developments that I'm pretty sure you know about in the Middle East will bring, in the end, lasting peace to this region, which will enable us to enhance our cooperation with courts of many, many countries. We do have with some, and hopefully we'll have with many, and so I pray for the lasting peace that will eventually bring up this development. And in my brief remarks, what I want to mention is something that I think many courts nowadays in contemporary democracies have to struggle with, and that's the effect of populism and populist movements upon judiciary. So what I mean by this, I think every one of you knows what populist movements and populism mean, yet it has different forms in different cultures and different countries, but the common denominator is affecting judiciary. And what we do as judges and justices is that there is a demand, sort of pressure placed upon the judiciary to make decisions according to some sort of a popular will, which doesn't align with the protections that we all want to give to fundamental human rights and the rule of law in general. And as a consequence, we do have a struggle, and that struggle, is not easy to carry out, given that courts in Israel, as pretty much elsewhere, we don't have a sword or we don't have a purse. Okay, so all we have is to write reasoned decisions in the hopes that people will somehow become persuaded. So our tool is persuasion. So we don't have any power in terms of that will allow us to impose financial pressures or other pressures. And for that reason, I think this is a pretty significant challenge. And I look into other countries and occasionally I read about it. And so this is something that worries me. And I hope that this cooperation that has been established will somehow address this issue and from different angles and see how it plays out in different countries and see what can be done to enhance the rule of law, the independence of the judiciary, and the protection of human rights that we all strive to have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Justice Alex Stein, the Supreme Court of Israel, for your response.